that is smart. Yes.
How are we going to compare with the Toyota IQ by any chance? I know we're coming out with an electric car, but is there a cost-related electric car, and how's it going to compare?
Thanks. Good question. The question was the IQ and some of the other competitors coming. We expect to have two major competitors within the next couple of years: the Fiat 500, Italy, I think, and the Toyota IQ. Both are great cars.
Yeah, it does have a back seat as well, too.
Yeah, and I've said it. Yeah, they do. I said it from the beginning. The more competitors we get, the better for us, because it really opens up the segment. It means we read the tea leaves right when we said society's going in this direction. We're not zigging where they're zagging. We're right on course to where we need to go as a society. So that validates what we did. So I welcome that. Now, I've driven both cars, and they're great cars. They're terrific vehicles. They're bigger than the Smart 4.2. The IQ is the closest one to ours, but it's still a foot longer, I think, than ours. It does have a back seat that some will argue is a three-seater. I think they call it a 3.5-seat car. Not sure what that does. I'm not sure how it's going to be rated from a safety perspective. They're good cars, though. I don't want to say they're not good cars, because they're very good. However, I think they're going to be priced considerably higher than ours. It seems like Fiat's going to target the Mini Cooper more than they are Smart. So I think we're going to have a distinct price advantage. I think we have a distinct advantage in what we are. That, and I've said this before, we don't do any one thing probably better than any other car. Because you can find a car with higher fuel mileage, the diesels or the hybrids. You can find a car with maybe a better front rating, but maybe a weaker side. But in total, I would defy you to find a car that does everything better than ours. And so that's our story. If you're after a concept like the 500 or the Toyota IQ, go for it. You're probably going to pay a little more. You're going to compromise other areas of the vehicle. Now, if the follow-up question to that is, are we going to develop a car with 4 seats?
No, not 4 seats.
Okay.
Mile per gallon.
Oh, mile per gallon.
And the electric car, I know the electric car is coming out. Is there any price range for that?
Yeah, the electric car will be out next year as a 2010 model. Could be a 2011, depending. Be in the second half of 2010. So potentially it could be a 2011 model. It will only be in limited markets and limited quantities. There's a lot of discussion how we're going to run this test, whether it will be government, municipalities that use the car, whether it will be how we're exactly going to do that. It'll have to fit the test criteria, which hasn't been completely determined yet. The series production of the vehicle will be in 2012, hopefully the beginning of 2012. That car will be the car that will be more commercially acceptable. It'll have a range of approximately 100 miles. It'll have lithium-ion battery technology. This car, we will have, I think, the only car that will not compromise anything in the vehicle. Our car is a perfect host for this technology, meaning that there will be not one iota of space sacrifice to accommodate the battery. The Mini, by the way, the Mini E, if you've seen it, it takes up the whole back seat of the car. There's no back seat in the Mini E because it has to fit the whole electrification technology. So we'll be there with real production in 2012. Pricing, who knows? I don't know what will happen. I think our intent is to lease all 300 of the test vehicles in 2010, like Mini did, because we want those cars back. We need to evaluate those, so they'll probably be leased. And what was your other question?
Price. The price.
Oh, yeah,
you answered the price.
Yeah, TBD. Thank you.
But the mile per gallon issue, are you going to deal with a gas car that comes out a little bit more, or are we going to?
Right now we are where we're at. We're at 41, and
but we have had people, because I did work at the Smart Center Tampa. We did have a lot of people that did the 2.0 upgrade that have all come back and said, my gallons have dropped. It's been terrible. Nothing's been resolved. That's the only problem we've had with it.
Yeah, I've heard reports like that, and I've heard the opposite reports. If you go on the website, you'll see some people that claim worse, some people that claim better. Ken was telling me coming up, he got 43 miles to go. You did the 2.0 upgrade, right? It was without the ethanol. I think his feeling was that in Florida, I guess you have to have a certain percentage of ethanol in every tank of gas, and that's not, he goes from 36 miles per gallon to 43 without ethanol. So there's a lot of things that impact miles per gallon. You know, I don't do very well in my car because I drive like a maniac. You know, I want to get, thank you, Jeff Fuel. I knew I'd get that. You know, I want to see how quick I can go through the gears. You know, it's a game with me. You know, and I've mastered the throttle better than I have the paddles. You know, but what I suffer is when I gain in acceleration, I lose in gas mileage. So right now, we really don't. We looked at micro hybrid. It doesn't work as well in the U.S. because so many people drive on highways.
Right.
So you don't get you're going to have to pay X amount of dollars more, basically get no return. Yes?
What about marketing? When I ordered my original Smart in 08, it was going to take a year to get it. Now the dealer has 50 some odd cars on the lot, probably due to the economy and all, but are you going to have to do some changes in your marketing strategy, or?
Yeah, we are. We've done a couple things to address that because there is still the perception that you have to wait to get a Smart. So there's a number of things. If you go on our website, you'll see something called Smart Express. So you can still order your car on a reservation system, but when you click on to do that, you'll be asked if you want to have the car that you want matched with an available vehicle today. So you could have a choice of still having your car built with your name on it, or more than likely we could match it up with a car today. Now we geared back, what we did was we cranked up production at the height of the demand. And of course, as soon as we did that, you know, the economy fell, gas prices dropped to nothing, and so we have some inventory. But we're gearing that back in another 6 months. We'll be back where we were a year ago. By the way, this young man drove his car in the July 4th parade, had it all decorated out as a red, white, blue car, and it looks terrific. So that turned out real well. He got it on the camera, and it looks terrific. Got a question here, yes?
Yeah, Dave, I got a comment I want to make, share with the group here. The day during the course of the rain, I was standing in front of the motel, and a white Ford F-150 pulls up. The gentleman rolls down the window. He says, "How much money would you take to give my wife a ride in your car?" And I said, "Well, I won't charge you anything. I'll be happy to give you a ride in your car."
Let me see her first.
She was a keeper. All right. So anyway, we jump in the car and I take her out about the roads for about 2.5 miles. I bring her back and she's questioning me all along. She says, "I've heard these things cost anywhere from $25,000 to $30,000. I said, "Oh, nothing like this. A similar car like I got 15.8 out the door." She said, "Well, where can I get one of these?" I said, "Well, the Smart Center in Knoxville sells these." And she says, "When I get back in that pickup truck, my husband's taking me to Knoxville."
There's a way we're going to try to find a way to activate all of our owners in a way that gives you some recognition for exactly what you just did. So
We're your greatest
I've got some ideas along those lines. I can't talk about it too much right now, but we have some ideas how we can kind of blend you in with our company a little bit.
Well, I had the owner of the hotel, the motel that we were staying at. His wife came out and he came out and sit in our car. I couldn't give her a drive. I offered to give her a drive, but she just wanted to sit in it. And I think she's going down.
See, now that's back to marketing. You know, when we first, everybody that came on the roadshow understood it, understood the wow factor when you sit in it, when you drive it, when you do that. We got to get back to that a little bit. Where it's harder to get the kind of publicity we got a year ago. You know, everybody was willing to cover us. The world's changed, so we've got to find another mechanism. You'll notice, many of you may have noticed, hopefully you did, that we put full-page ads in the USA Today. We put a series of them. Just recently, we put the safety ad with the
The elephant?
Yeah, with the, did you guys, did everybody like
Yeah,
that?
oh, man, that got hammered.
So, it got, you mean on
It was
AOL.com?
hammered.
So,
About Photoshop and
we're
cheating
getting people like,
advertising.